A model call fails, but the bug is not the model. The raw input was messy, the Python boundary was vague, and the next component received a value nobody had checked. This lesson fixes that boundary. We will use Python basics for AI, variables, types, and control flow to turn messy user text into a small structured request that later AI code can trust. The examples stay small on purpose because the discipline is easier to see when the code has nowhere to hide. Use these words precisely: variables, types, branches, loops, functions. They are not trivia. Each one gives you a different kind of control over data moving through an AI application. Here is the useful test. If the value crosses a boundary, name it. If the value can be wrong, validate it. If the behavior matters, write the branch so a test can prove it. Open the file AI underscore text underscore pipeline.py and find the entry point first. That is the function another piece of code should call. Then look at the helper functions. Each helper owns one decision, one transformation, or one failure check. The important part is the failure behavior. Good AI code does not just handle happy paths. It decides what happens when input is empty, a status code is wrong, a row is invalid, or a task times out. Run the demo. The point is not the printed text by itself. The point is that the output has shape. When a demo returns a named object, a dictionary with expected fields, or a clear exception, you can connect the lesson to the systems you will build later. Prompts, tools, retrieval, agents, APIs, and background jobs. The tests do 3 jobs. First, they prove the happy path. Second, they prove bad input does not slide through silently. Third, they lock in the shape of the result. That last point matters for AI systems. If a tool, route, API handler, or database layer changes its shape without a test failing, the next component gets surprised later. Here is the trade-off. Simple code is easy to read and cheap to test. A framework can give you validation, routing, retrees, schemas, or connections, but it also brings conventions you must understand. Choose the smallest tool that makes the boundary clearer. If a framework hides the behavior you need to debug, slow down and wrap it behind your own narrow function or class. Here is the interview question. Your agent pipeline receives messy user text. How would you turn it into a reliable request object? A strong answer has 3 parts. Name the boundary, name the failure mode, and name the test. For this lesson, the boundary is the Python code that turns uncertain input into a predictable contract. The failure mode is the thing that should stop or return a clear error. The test proves the behavior without depending on a model call.